What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back. We are back. We are back. Okay, for what we really wanted. You know what? I only got one real complaint. Why was it only 3 episodes this week? Okay, and from what I've seen, did the episode come on Tuesday? I'm pretty sure it came on Monday, which was the 28th. I don't think an episode came on Tuesday or Wednesday, but or it did come on Wednesday. Girl, I don't know. It was only 3 episodes. It was only 3 episodes. I was a little confused as to why when it came up on my thing, and I was only looking at 2 episodes on the Paramount Plus app. Why? And then the last one today came on, and I was just like, Let me tell you something. Beyond the Gates people, I see how y'all phasing out this whole situation with Derek and not Derek, but Ashley and Andre. Keep it going. Keep it going. We don't need to revisit. You know, it feels like you're trying to make it seem like Andre is falling for Danny. Keep that. Keep that. Okay, keep that. That's what I want y'all to do. Because that Andre and Ashley situation never made sense. Even if we didn't know what the show was about, it just never gave what y'all was trying to give at the beginning, okay? Keep it with Ashley and Derek. And actually, to be quite honest, I know everybody needs a job, and I don't advocate for people getting fired. You know what I'm saying? I just prefer that, take that white storyline out. I shouldn't have said it like that. But I just don't care about it. And it ain't even, let me not put the race up in there, because it ain't even that. It's just that they're dull. They're boring. They ain't got no real drama going on. I look at soap opera, so I want to see the goddamn drama, baby. Okay, that's what I want. Girl, don't nobody care about, is Derek gonna be cheating on her? While y'all was trying to throw it out there that she possibly may cheat on him with Andre, how about y'all put it out there that, no, that's not the case. Derek actually cheating on her with somebody else. Derek cheating on her with Shanice. Oh, Shanice, don't go that way. Okay, see, I just wrote next season's script, okay? Or depending on how many episodes going to be in this first season, I just worked the second half of the script for that storyline. If you want to keep Ashley and Derek, because at this current moment, I feel like if there are 100 people watching this show, okay, about 99 and a half of them don't care about Ashley and Derek's or Ashley's storyline at all. They don't. We don't. I don't know who that half is. It's probably their child. Okay? I don't know. That's probably who it is. A little human. But we don't care. So let that go. I will mention it. They having the same they do have real issues, like real life issues, in the sense that, real boring couple issues. They want to move in with each other. And instead of just going ahead and buying a new place that's big enough for the both of y'all, I'm thinking that Derek was finna move in a little bit later. No, bitch, he moved in the next week. What? I said you couldn't wait to get up out of there. He said, roommates be damn. I'm tired of smelling corn chips other than my own, okay? Let me come up in here and move with the lady that was giving me sex, all right? That's just basically all that I saw, okay? And then you want to come into somebody else's space and you want to clearly make it your own to make it seem like it's your space now. It's your name on the lease. So if your name is not on the lease, baby, I'm going to dictate to where everything needs to be at, okay? Take that moose head and throw it in the goddamn trash, all right? That's what you need to do. And then I'm going to talk about her vase. I said, Ashley, this is not going to work. Ashley, you and Derek, y'all too lovey-dovey, and I just already know that it's not going to work. This is going to cause y'all to break up, and I'm going to be all the way here for it because I'm tired of it. And take your key back from your mama, okay? It's one thing to give people your keys to your apartments or whatever, but baby, you still got to fucking knock on the door before you come in. They was finna get it in. Her titty was about to be out, and mama just walked up in there with the key. I said, oh my goodness. Just really rude. Moving on from that, I guess get Naomi and Jacob some other friends, okay? I need some home girls. Some black girls, okay? That's what I need. I need them to be friends with a black couple. You know what I'm saying? They going down there to the bar, and to the restaurant and everything, the little club place, the little lounge. And they seen them and they was like, hey girl, let's get together. Let's go ahead over here and talk. Mind you, Chelsea down there, okay? Chelsea down there because she didn't had a little talk with Martin, okay? And I said, oh, you said cuz you gay. I'm a little gay. Let's talk about this gayness. And he was like, wait a minute now. Hold up, bitch. That's literally how he was. Because she was like, I feel like you're the only one that I can talk to about threesomes. He said, now, hold up. Why you feel like you could talk to me about threesomes? Because you feel like I'm a gay man? Me and my husband, we boringly monogamous. I said, now, Martin, the way that you said that shit was like you really didn't want to be monogamous. Like you want to go dip off and bend over and bend somebody else over besides Scotty. Or I should say Smitty. Now, truth be told, it feels like you're probably doing that already on Capitol Hill, okay? Because we don't see y'all together like that. And you always coming down on Smitty's neck. And Smitty just be trying to be there. He just be trying to be a good ass husband. What the hell? Okay? And he a good daddy too. Smitty a good daddy. And so she basically told him about the fact that, I've been fucking around with women and everything too, right? So she a little pansexual. At this point, I feel like she bisexual. I'm gonna say she bisexual, okay? And she's still figuring things out. I would not be surprised if she turned out to be gay, okay? And I'm talking about lesbianic, all right? Because a lot of us, when we first came out and we said it was bisexual. And then we fucked around and just said, no, bitch, I just like bitches. And I just like, or dudes be like, I just like dudes, okay? That's just what it is. Literally, that's how I came out to my mama. She looked at me like... like, girl, please, you're gay. I said, oh, okay, sure. Whatever you say, And she was just like, she be doing these couple things, right? She got this one particular couple that we already know about, Allison and her husband. I think his name is Craig or something like that. Who cares? But he's really a non-factor in this shit. But I do like Allison's relationship with his with him. You know what I'm saying? But because it's a respect factor. This is how you supposed to do when you want to do a little swing, okay? Just because we open up the relationship and we open up the marriage or whatever and we say, oh, we gonna fuck these people together, but I'm going to get permission from you to do something with another person individually outside of you, have an encounter outside of you. And I was like, you know what, Allison, I like that. You know what I'm saying? So what ended up happening, she was talking to Martin and told him basically, she used to do the little thing with the couple and usually both of them engaged, okay, with her, whatever, equally. But this time, the last time that we seen them lead together, they had this encounter, right? And it was like Allison and her was just, she was just heavily focused on Chelsea. Okay, it was like Craig was just sitting in the background, just beating his meat, just looking. Okay, that's just basically what it was. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, you know what? It's almost as if I forgot that he was there. Because she was just doing some things to me that I was just like, oh my God. Well, and I just want to pursue this a little bit further. You know what I'm saying? And he said, you already know what you need to do. Go ahead and just talk to the girl and tell her what's up. She went and talked to her. And Allison, first of all, she looked like the type of bitch that was going to say, I shouldn't be cussing like that. She looked like the type of woman that was going to say, girl, this is for me and my man. Okay, we do women's together. This is a 2-for-1 type of situation. This ain't no 1-for-1. Okay, you get me and him. This is a package deal. So no, girl, you getting the wrong idea. And it just really felt like Allison was about to say, you know what? I knew this was going to happen. It always happens where, they want to catch feelings and don't even understand that this is just sex. And this is for both of us, okay? But no. Chelsea wound up telling her, like, listen, girl, I like you a little bit. I can't stop thinking about that whole night that we had together and the stuff that you did to me, baby. And I just really want to know, baby, I want to know what Allison did, what tricks you did, because you got a little Chelsea turned out. Because Chelsea said, I done been with women before, but girl, this, woo. I said, what cunnilingus trip you did, okay? And she said, you know what? I just really want to go ahead and try to do this one-on-one right quick. I want to respect your relationship, though. I do. So, if I'm coming out of line and out of pocket, let me know. And Allison was looking like, Well, me and my husband, we go around and we do this stuff because this is what we want, spice up our relationship. And it's a respect thing, you know what I'm saying? So I don't do anything outside of him without getting him permission and telling him what's up and seeing if he's okay with it, and vice versa. So, yes, I do got a little bit of thing for you. Yes, that has been on my mind too. But listen, we can try that, but we also got to go talk to him first. And if he's cool with it, then it's a go. And then she want to go a little bit further and say, how about, we just talk for real and have like real conversation. Baby, you want to get to know your situationship like that? Chelsea, you trying to get into a relationship and disguise it as, I'm respecting y'all relationship, I'm respecting your marriage, but you got real ass feelings and you want that lady to be your girlfriend. Okay, listen, TLC got a new show that's coming out, okay? Because y'all know TLC got the sister wives, seeking brother husbands, okay? They got them, right? They got a new show finna come out where it's these two couples. Both of them are married. The couples are married couples, but they're girlfriend and boyfriends. So one couple, the husband is the boyfriend to the other couple's wife, and vice versa. Now I said, oh my God, and they live in the same house, and one of the ladies is pregnant, and they was like, who the baby daddy? It was like both of them let breaks in here like, bitch, it could be either one of us. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. You know what? I don't look down on stuff like that, because if you can make it work, baby, you can make it work. Who says we just got to be monogamous? I just really don't feel like everybody's meant to be monogamous. I really don't. But they gonna make that shit work. And then they was about to get into the conversation, and here come Naomi and Jacob talk about stuff. Come on over here with us. Chelsea, you should have said no. This is me and Allison. Okay, but y'all giving each other Google eyes, and it's couples up there talking and everything, and I said, Chelsea, you really like that lady. You really like that lady. That lady turned you out for real. She turned your inside parts out. Okay, moving on from that. I don't know what happened to Doug and Vanessa, but Vanessa was in the hospital. I think she had a little case of the food poisoning. All I know is, towards the end of today's episode, I really got perturbed. Because, and I have to go back and watch it because it's not on the app yet, because it literally just went off. So I have to go back and watch it probably later on today and see what actually was said in that midst of that, because she did look like a little, like, oh, because they was talking about, I think she probably found out about the fact that Ted was cheating, okay, because that did pop off. Chelsea was so damn dumb sometimes, okay, because Mama was live streaming, and I think Kat was like, turn your phone off, you don't need to be live streaming, and she was like, oh. I said, damn, Chelsea, you got the people, and you got your mama in trouble in the first place, because you was live streaming. Okay, you live streamed and you didn't turn it off when all that shit popped off. You should have just clicked. Okay, no, we're not gonna do this, all right? But no, she was still standing there like this. Now, truth be told, I probably would have been a little shocked too. That I would have forget too. I would have been like, bitch, what is going on? But then that's your family. You don't want to be putting them on blast like that. We already got enough mess going on. But yeah, so you got that happening, and Vanessa was in the hospital for a little bit of food poisoning or some shit like that, and Doug was treating her. But then it's this one scene, like I said, the TV broke into the breaking news. I guess our former governor out here, George Ryan, he died. Okay, he was 91 years old. You did not have to break into the TV show just to tell us that for 1 minute, and then I get back, Vanessa looking like she's shocked or whatever. Girl, I feel like he already know that she cheated, or he felt some type of way like, how come you not surprised? You didn't know he was cheating? Yeah, I kind of knew shit, so, because she do the same damn thing. Okay, that's just what it is. Your friend out here getting cheated on and you cheating on your husband. Girl, all right. So we got that out the way. Danny and Andre. Chelsea came over there to the house trying to see if Danny was ready. Okay, if she was gonna come, because the people are trying to handle, the family is trying to handle Danny with kids' gloves, okay, because they just don't know which way this lady gonna flow. She's so emotionally raw still, with this whole situation with Bill and all of that, and she and her feelings, ain't no telling that she gonna mess up the stuff or whatever, and come to find out it wasn't even her that was gonna mess it up this time. But they're trying to see if she was gonna come to the graduation, not the graduation, but the anniversary party for her sister. It would have been wrong if she didn't show up, because that's your sis. That's the only sibling that you know of, that you get, okay? And so you gotta support. You gotta support. Your sis been there all that time. And she was like, yeah, Chelsea, I am gonna come. I gotta go take a shower. And, I'll meet you there. Okay? And I was like, why you just can't go ahead and drive with her? Because Chelsea had to get the hell up out the house so she can go up there and go play around a little bit more when Andre in the shower. Andre want to put this on blast. Andre was like, I don't care if people know what's going on. I said, Andre, this ain't the 10. I would like that. But this ain't the 10 right now, okay? The family's about to go into a little bit of turmoil, all right? And so we get to the goddamn event of our events. First of all, Leslie, Dana, Sherry Anna was talking to her friends, which is Mona, who works for Nicole, okay, and Ashley mama, the white lady. And she was just like, I just want to say, Mona, you guys are just some of the best friends, and I'm just so glad that you guys took me in and showed me around, meeting you in church. I said, not the church. And you out here acting devilish? Blasphemy. And so Mona caught up on him and was like, damn, bitch, what's going on? Why you talking to me like this? You talking like you about we ain't finna see you no more. Because that's exactly what's finna happen. She was like, damn, I was just on Facebook or something like that on the social medias. And they were just talking about how, you should tell your friends how you love them and how you respect them and all that stuff. Well, shit, excuse the fuck out of me for trying to do that. And they was like, oh, okay. I'm not really buying it, but go ahead, girl. Thank you. And so then, you got this whole thing with Eva and Dana going back and forth at each other. Eva is tired of her. Eva, before she could even figure it out that the bomber was lying to her about the abortion and all that stuff, about how, she came to be and everything, she basically, once again, tried to read the fuck out of her and say, why do you need to continue on with this plan? Okay? I just don't understand why you need to continue on with this plan, because you want me to be in with these people, right? You want Ted to like me. He likes me. You don't need to go as far as to say that he's my father and put him on blast, because what is it going to do for you? Now, at this point, because she was like, they already treat me like family, which is true. And see, this is why I don't trust people right off the bat. They're a little bit too trusted to me, okay? And that's what got them messed up in the first place, to be this far. And Dana was like, basically, bitch, you better get on the fucking winning team. Who the fuck you talking to? I said, Dana, stop it, because all of this, if you couldn't, she is so tunnel visioned, about everything that's going on with her and her vendetta to get back at Ted. And at this point, after they did that flashback to when Eva came over there to their old apartment to visit Dana, Sherry, Leslie, Anna, and to basically show that they were struggling, or at least she was struggling, and she just didn't want to struggle no more. And so now she needs, because her husband just died, she didn't really give a damn about him. And so now she needs a way to, make a little cash. And that's all I got. It wasn't even that she cared about Ted. It's just that she needed a way out and a way up. And Ted was her piggy bank. That's just what it was. Ted was what she started focusing on, because it didn't even seem like she even gave a damn about that man or was thinking about him until he died. Alan died, but it was just weird. And Eva is just like, girl, you're doing too freaking much. Okay. And she continues to quote unquote convince Eva to go ahead through with it. But at the same time, Eva is not dumb. And like I said, Dana, Sherry, Leslie, Anna is so freaking tunnel vision, and she's not seeing outside and not picking up on the clues that, baby, I could turn my so-called child, against me. I could turn her against me. I'm doing all of this, and this is probably not going to end in the way that I want it to end. And that's why I don't understand what was the big production about this. We get to the party. Eva is a door, a little janitor closet or whatever. They was like, okay, girl, because, Dana, Sherry, Leslie, Anna was supposed to be working there, right? One of the servers or whatever. So she was going to go into the little room and it was gonna lock from the inside, but see, it didn't have a lock on the inside. It only locked from the outside, right? And so she was gonna go up in there and change her clothes into her ball gown and come in there and then wreck shop at the anniversary party, right? And so she said, you know what, girl, since it ain't got no lock on the inside, go ahead and lock the door on the outside, and then you come and you get me. That's what you need to do. So in the process of all of this, everybody is there. Everybody is there, okay? In the process of all of this, somehow she be able to sneak up out the goddamn locked door. Because Eva did lock that damn door. And then she came out there in her ball gown and she was like, bitch, what are you doing? Mama, what the hell is you doing? And she wound up locking her in the damn closet. I said, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Carlton had to get somebody to open up the door for her. And I was just like, this don't make no damn sense. And none of it makes any sense because you're trying to hurt Ted, right? Because you feel like he did you wrong. Okay, cool, understand. But that's 20 plus years ago. I cannot be holding on to 20 plus years of hate and just being angry for what? That's just, wow, the person that I'm angry at is out living their life and fulfilling their dreams and all that stuff. And I'm just sitting here soaking because I'm letting my anger overtake me for 20 plus years. And I could have been out here doing what I need to do too. Like, it just really the plan never made sense to me. I would have just said, bitch, this is your daughter. Okay. You got a DNA test. You want to prove it. Here it is. And you owe me this much back child support. And then I would have left. That's just basically what it is. But you want to make a goddamn production and do this on their freaking anniversary. You want to play games with them. And it's like, for what? Because at the end of the day, you keep on saying, this is what she keeps saying, you get in your spot where you belong. You never thought that that wasn't going to happen? You thinking that because you revealed to everybody in front of the whole family and you embarrassed the wife because it went from just being about Ted to putting all of the focus on Nicole. Mind you, Nicole did absolutely nothing in this situation. Nicole had no idea. I couldn't understand if Nicole found out that Ted had cheated on her years ago when he was cheating, and she found out that he got the girl pregnant, and she told Ted, get that bitch to get an abortion. And Leslie, Dana, Sherry found out about it, right? And then I can understand why you want to hurt her too. Okay? Because bitch, she knew about you and she told him to get the abortion and he followed what she said. But that was not the case, okay? And this is why I don't make sense, like, baby. This is how you know when a person is crazy and they think of stuff in their heads and they don't think A, B, C, D, E. They only think of A, and they going off emotions or whatever, so they not thinking straight. And the bitch ain't been strict. Bitch, if you trying to put up a ploy to get the girl in your corner by trying to act like you finna take your life off for jumping off a building, baby, something ain't right with you, okay? And we already figured that out right then and there. We figured that out. I said you was finna go that far and your leg was over the goddamn banister. What is going on, girl? I said, calm that shit down. You need to be in an institution, okay? That's just 5150 hold my ass. Just lock it up, put a straight jacket on that bitch, okay? Padded walls, because she is diabolical. She's crazy. And so I'm just like, you didn't think that by revealing this and doing it so publicly, first of all, you want your daughter to be in, and now, and it's like, even if your daughter gets in it, what are you going to get out of it? You're not going to be looked at favorably by the family, okay? Ted don't want nothing to do with you. You're not going to get him back. Nobody's going to give a damn about you. And you want us to feel bad for you, or you want people around you to feel bad for you and be like, basically, that bitch got my man. That bitch is his wife. You willingly opened your legs to a married man. And even if you didn't know that he was married, you kind of did, because as we saw, she came up in that bitch and she said, Martin, remember when you used to go to the restaurant and that waitress used to say, give you this and give you that? She was the waitress. So, bitch, you knew that he was married. You knew that he had kids or whatever. You knew he was in some type of relationship. So, therefore, you continue to keep on with this. You continue to have this affair with him. And you want us to be and feel sorry for you because you fucked around and you got pregnant, which I feel like she got pregnant on purpose because she fell for this man and she knew he was married and you thought that this was going to keep him and all this stuff and that he was really going to leave his wife and everything. Mind you, absolutely the fuck not. Anytime you get involved with somebody that's married and they say they're going to leave their spouse for you, don't believe it, bitch. Get your last nut and let that shit go. Let it go. Because you stupid as hell as you feel like they going to actually leave their spouse for you. 9 out of 10, they are not. Okay? And then, so you got that going on. I was just like, bitch, what? So now you doing this in public. You embarrassing Nicole. Nicole don't even know you. Nicole was helping your ass. And I could see, again, if these were terrible people. They were not terrible people. They are not villainous, okay? You came in and you disrupted their household for what? For what? All right? At the end of the day, you didn't think about the fact that you putting on this whole display and even coming out there, stop, I tried to stop her. You have to get out. Ted and Nicole leave. And somebody come get her. She's crazy. She locked me in the closet. Okay. You didn't think that doing all this stuff in front of the family, after you fangirl in front of Martin and Vernon and all that stuff in the restaurant, you did all this stuff, right? You didn't think that they was going to be like, fuck you, bitch. And again, you think you're so smart, but you also know that the priests are powerful and they could take your ass out. And they could make your life a living hell if they really wanted to. And I just didn't understand, like, what is Leslie really going for? And so, even if you put that out there, that's that girl father and all this stuff or whatever, and the fact that you had her implanted in there to get and to sneak and get all this stuff and to work as a mole, why would you think they would want her around and be able to trust her and want any dealings with her? Include her in anything. Mind you, she's a grown-ass woman at this point. I could see if Eva was a child. She is not. She's a grown-ass woman. I could see if you was doing this when she was a child and it would have been time to cultivate an actual relationship for real. But now he really don't have to if he don't want to. He's not obligated at this point because she's grown and you took that from him because he didn't know that she was even existed. This is your fault, well, it's his fault too. But this part is your fault because as soon as you had that baby, you should have said, and bitch, I had your baby. And I guaranteed you, he still would have been giving you money on the low. He still would have been sneaking to come see his daughter. And then eventually he probably would have told Nicole because it would have been so hard because you probably would have threatened shit. You could have played it that way. But you waited until this bitch get old, grown, and you struggling because you like, girl, you're crazy. And now your daughter don't want to talk to you. Now the family don't want to talk to Eva. Kat feel a little bit vindicated because bitch, Kat already knew something was going on. Okay? You got all this happening and you just looking like the crazy psychotic bitch that you are. And what you gonna get out of it? Baby, I hope you don't want no money out of it. And how the fuck did she get over there to the Dupree household like that? Baby, I will say this. When she walked up in that goddamn door at their house, how you up in Vernon and Anita house like that? Oh, I said, Now, see, that was something. I said, oh, bitch, you gagged me right there. I said, come through a little bit, Miss Leslie, Dana, Shayna, Sherry. Bitch, I said, how the fuck you knew where they live at? And how the fuck you get past the gate to get up in there like that? You are something else, bitch. I gotta give it to you. And in that one scene, this solidifies that she's so damn delusional because she was sitting there at the table at the country club, still there, and making it seem like she was talking to Nicole, and Nicole was giving up and basically saying, you can have Teddy. Oh, and she was like, oh, so the best woman won. And then when we pan the camera around, she wasn't talking to nobody but herself. You're crazy. You're delulu, okay? And your daughter don't even want you. You done fucked around and lost the relationship with your daughter. Because I want to talk to that bitch after this, okay? And then for Eva, you to be crying to Ted, and I didn't know, because at this point in time, Sherry, Leslie, Dana, Anna had put it out there. First of all, you took too long to get to the story, baby. Don't build me up for 15 minutes. to give me a 2-minute story. Because that's exactly what happened. I said, damn, bitch, say that she your daddy and you was fucking him. Just say that. Girl, it took forever for her to do that. And then she was like, but wait, bitch, that ain't even the rest of it. You sent your fucking lawyer to come over there and threaten me and say you better have this goddamn abortion or else, you had a kid, we're gonna take the kid and sell it on the black market and all this stuff and woo woo woo. Girl, why she said that the lawyer was Bill Hamilton, I said that's how he knew. Mind you, while all of this is going on, Bill over there talking to Haley and all this stuff, and Haley was like, man, we could have went over there to the too bad that you couldn't go to the anniversary party because I knew how close you and Ted used to be prior to us fucking around. And he said, listen, absolutely the fuck not. Ted ain't no different than me. And she was like, what you mean? It was like, that man ain't no different than me. And had her go down the list. And she was like, wait a minute. So he cheated on his taxes. He cheated on this. He cheated on that. Wait a minute. So he cheated on his wife. And Bill was like, And so he get a text message basically saying the shit went down. Okay. And I was just like, child, I would have got up in the car just to see what was going on. Baby, Martin was about to beat Ted's ass, okay? Because let me tell you something, Teddy. And we can sit here and we can go in on Anna Leslie, Sherry, Anna, Dana. We can go in on her because she's very psychotic. We get it, But at the same time, you are truly to blame for all of this. We can give her a lot, but we got to give you more. Because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure you were the one that sought that lady out. Because you were the one that was married. Now, had you kept your ass at home and be attentive to your goddamn wife who was going through fucking depression because she was having miscarriages after miscarriages after miscarriages, and instead of actually being at home with your wife and being a fucking shoulder to cry on, being somebody, a support system that she truly needed, you out here getting your dick wet because you couldn't handle your wife's emotions? And then you put her through all of this shit for it to blow back up in her face and she didn't even fucking do anything but bear your kids and the love on your dirty ass? You and your fucking turtlenecks? I said, oh no, Teddy. Theodore, you got to get the fuck on, okay? Nicole, bitch, you got to let that nigga go. I'm sorry, Dr. Richardson is this good person. Baby, you can never trust a person. I honestly feel this way. If a person seems like too perfect or whatever, too goody, too shoe and all that shit, baby, they got some shit deep down in their closet and skeletons and all that stuff, and it is ready to be spilled out. And that's exactly what happened to Ted. Ted, at the end of the day, you dirtier than Bill. I just gonna have to say it. Yes, Bill was out here cheating on his wife. We knew that. Bill cheated with his daughter's friend, got married to her, all of that. But one thing that he did not do, we knew that he was cheating. Danny knew he was cheating. Okay? He didn't make it a secret. He didn't try to make himself seem like he was something that he wasn't. Right? And also, he didn't produce a child. You produced a child. Whether you knew that the child was in this world or not, you produced a child. You got another woman pregnant outside of your wife, and you did this shit while she was going through it trying to have your child. Okay? And you knew what it was. That is so disgusting. One thing about it, two things for sure, I really cannot stand when I hear stories about, women getting cheated on when they get pregnant by their husbands or their spouses or whoever their partner is. I'm pregnant and you can't just be there for me and not think about your own selfish needs instead of just thinking about the things that I'm going through to bear your children. And so you thinking about getting your dick wet on somebody else? I heard pregnancy pussy is good anyway. I heard that it be gushy. And you don't want to play with that? Bitch, get the fuck up out of here. That is the most disrespectful and unforgivable. To me, that's very much unforgivable. That's cause for divorce right there. I don't care if it happened 20 years ago or yesterday. Baby, that's cause for divorce, okay? Nicole, stand your fucking ground. The same way that you told Danny to let that nigga go, you better let him go too. Because listen, it's one thing if this shit would have happened in private, but everybody and their mama know about it now. Everybody and their mama know. Everybody at that party because you know they finna be talking about it. Because, bitch, I'd be like, girl that you know. I sure enough would have been on social media like, first of all, this ain't my family, but I was invited. Bitch, the shit just went down again with the Duprees, okay? That would have been me. That would have been me, girl. You know, I'm not even going to hold you and not even going to try to lie to you because that's juicy. You know, that's how gossip and drama and rumors spread. But, hey, it is what it is. And so, you know, Eva, I don't feel bad for you either. I don't feel bad for you either. Even though you were caught off guard because your mama was lying to you too. And like she told Ted, that bitch made me seem like you knew about me and you just decided not to fucking be in my life. I had no idea that you didn't even know that I existed. He said, I don't know who the fuck to trust or know what the truth is either. So, bitch, I'm not even finna talk to you right now. Okay? And that's just really what it is. And even you can't, you at this point, leave fucking town. I would have left town. But, bitch, I'm still gaggy at the fact that Danny ass brought her ass up. Not Danny. Leslie Dana Anna brought her ass up there to the... Girl, what? Here we are over here, Vernon and Anita like, damn, bitch, we was just talking about trying to get me back on the stage and shit. And let me tell you something, I'm going to be real honest with you. Listen, that whole little conversation with Anita and Vernon trying to get her to get back on the stage and all that shit, she was like, you know, if I was to do that, I had to get back on there with my girls, you know, and not her daughter and her granddaughter. Talk about the girls in her group, the Articulates, right? Articulates. And she was like, you know, but that's going to be a little bit hard because she said, I used to love it when we was up there. I know I had some success, a lot of success when I was solo, whatever. But, you know, when I was with my girls, it was just another thing. And that's what I miss. And that's what I want because I love them ladies. It was reminding me so much of Destiny Childs and Beyonce because when Beyonce finally went solo, after everybody else went solo, I remember one conversation that she was like, you know, an interview, she said, that it's very difficult to she had a problem going solo because she's so used to Michelle and Kelly being on her and being there as a safety guard, and if she missed some words or whatever, she's nervous, she look at them and she just, you know, didn't have that. Now it's all about her. And so that made me feel about that. But then you got the whole Supreme aspect of it because she said, bitch, that probably gonna be a little bit hard to do because the way that I broke it off with them, I was a little mean to him. I fucked that situation up, and that gave very much Diana Ross and the Supremes. Okay, it really did. It really did. You know, the divas back in the day. Woo! That was something, baby. This was cute. That last episode had me going. All right, and Danny and Andre, y'all kissing up in their place like that. I hope somebody saw y'all. I really do. And Andre is falling for her. Andre is falling for her, baby. Danny girl. All right. Now, how old is Andre? Because, you know, that age thing, I don't like a big age gap. I know he ain't no 19-year-old. I know that for sure. Okay, is he at least 30? If that's the case, I'll give that. I'll give that. Please don't let that man be in his 20s. It's bad enough that that's your sister, nephew-in-law. Okay? Like, don't. But anyway, that was the episode for this week. Y'all tell me how y'all feel, girl. I can't wait till next week. I'm still so mad that they only gave us 3 episodes. But hey, it is what it is. Gotta take what we can get. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week and your weekend. Okay, I gotta go to work tomorrow and Sunday. Boo. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend and I'll see you guys later. Peace.